My fiancée demanded I send my kids away to accommodate her brother, so I let her go and called off our wedding instead. At 42 years old, my life as an architect in Denver had settled into a comfortable rhythm. Raising my 2 kids alone since my wife's passing 5 years ago had reshaped my world in ways I'd never imagined. My daughter, now 13, and my son, 11, had grown into thoughtful, resilient individuals. Our home was modest but warm, filled with laughter, love, and the chaos typical of any family juggling school, work, and daily responsibilities. 18 months ago, at a colleague's birthday party, I met her. She radiated charisma and warmth, effortlessly connecting with those around her. Our relationship progressed naturally, and I soon felt optimistic about sharing my future with someone who seemed understanding and compassionate toward my family situation. Initially, she appeared to blend easily into our lives. She would occasionally take the kids out for pizza or to the local park, making an effort to bond with them. Yet, I noticed a cautious distance in my children. I interpreted this as their hesitation to form attachments quickly after losing their mother, a protective instinct I deeply respected. 6 months ago, confident in our connection, I proposed. She accepted joyfully, immediately diving into wedding preparations. Magazines filled our coffee table as she highlighted potential venues, floral arrangements, and wedding attire. The excitement was palpable, though beneath it, subtle tensions began to emerge. We started discussing the practical aspects of merging our households. Gradually, her suggestions grew increasingly assertive. Initially, they were harmless: repainting bedrooms, rearranging furniture, minor redecorations to better reflect both of our tastes. However, I began feeling uneasy as her requests escalated, suggesting we declutter the children's rooms by packing away sentimental belongings. Then her brother entered the equation. Recently unemployed and facing personal issues, he needed temporary housing. She brought up the topic tentatively, assuring me it would only be short-term. Although initially open to the idea, I requested clarity on logistics, duration of his stay, space arrangements, and potential disruptions to our family routines. She dismissed these concerns, reassuring me that everything would sort itself out once he moved in. However, things soon intensified dramatically. One evening, she confronted me directly, outlining a new arrangement. Her brother required his own proper bedroom. No couch or makeshift space would suffice. Shockingly, she proposed sending my kids away to boarding school to free up their rooms for her brother's comfort. She rationalized this move as beneficial for my children, framing it as a chance for them to receive a superior education away from home. I sat stunned. The thought of uprooting my children from the stability and security of their home, merely to accommodate an adult relative, was inconceivable. My children's bedrooms were their sanctuaries, filled with memories and personal touches that defined their identities and comfort. I attempted reasoning with her, highlighting the emotional toll such a drastic change would cause, emphasizing the value of stability, particularly after losing their mother. Her responses remained unwavering, arguing that her brother's situation warranted prioritizing his needs. Her insistence soon escalated into an ultimatum. Either I agree to her terms, sending my children away, or the wedding was off. It felt manipulative, a test of my loyalty that placed me in an impossible position. The following days grew increasingly tense. She openly discussed the issue with her family, portraying me as unreasonably resistant. Overheard conversations painted me negatively, a selfish figure unwilling to help someone in genuine need. Friends and relatives from her side soon bombarded me with calls and messages, urging me to reconsider. They casually suggested boarding schools were common solutions, trivializing my concerns. Meanwhile, my children, unaware of the brewing storm, continued their routines: school activities, weekend outings, homework at the kitchen table. Observing their innocent daily interactions only solidified my resolve. Their well-being wasn't negotiable, and their happiness and security were paramount. Finally, after days of internal turmoil, I attempted one last conversation. I suggested alternative solutions, like converting a smaller, spare area into temporary quarters, or assisting her brother financially to secure his own place. She immediately rejected these options, reiterating her stance. The children had each other, whereas her brother had no one else. That moment crystallized the reality I'd avoided facing. The woman I planned to marry was not the person I thought she was. This ultimatum represented a fundamental misalignment of our values. Realizing our differences were irreconcilable, I stood firm. My children came first, unequivocally. I informed her calmly but firmly of my decision. The wedding was canceled. The aftermath proved challenging. She quickly spread her version of events, portraying herself as victimized by my unwillingness to compromise. Family and friends split along predictable lines. My close circle offered unwavering support, reassuring me I'd made the right choice. They expressed relief that I'd discovered her true intentions before our lives became irreversibly entwined. Yet her side reacted angrily. Accusations flooded my phone, labeling me insensitive and uncooperative. Her family blamed me for leaving her brother homeless, conveniently ignoring his adulthood and capacity to manage independently. The entitlement displayed by their demands astonished me, reinforcing my decision. Financial matters further complicated the breakup. She demanded compensation for her portion of the wedding deposits, threatening legal action if I refused. After consulting with an attorney friend, I offered a fair settlement proportionate to our initial investments. Begrudgingly, she accepted, ending the immediate conflict, though resentment lingered. In the midst of these difficulties, my children sensed a shift in our household. They questioned my emotional distance and her absence. Gently, I explained the situation without burdening them with unnecessary details. I emphasized the importance of making decisions that protected our family. Their evident relief upon realizing their home remained intact affirmed my choice decisively. A week later, she arrived unannounced, claiming she needed to collect personal belongings left behind. During her brief visit, she reiterated her grievances, accusing me of destroying our potential happiness over an unwillingness to compromise. My response remained consistent. The well-being of my children was non-negotiable. Her attempts to emotionally sway me, portraying herself and her brother as victims of my stubbornness, failed to change my perspective. After a tense exchange, she departed, leaving behind only bitterness. The subsequent weeks required addressing logistical fallout, including notifying guests about the canceled event. To curious inquiries, I offered concise explanations, irreconcilable differences concerning family arrangements. Further details felt unnecessary and inappropriate. Despite financial losses incurred by canceling the wedding, the clarity and peace gained from prioritizing my children's welfare outweighed any monetary considerations. Friends who understood my decision commended my strength in resisting pressure to compromise my core values. Their support reinforced my confidence in the path chosen. Months later, reflecting on the turmoil, I recognized valuable lessons in this painful experience. Relationships can obscure fundamental incompatibilities beneath surface-level connections. Crucially, observing how a partner treats one's children reveals deeper truths about character and compatibility. Her ultimatum clarified our incompatibility unmistakably. My children remained the guiding light throughout this ordeal. Ensuring their sense of security and belonging took precedence above all else. Witnessing their relief and continued happiness validated every decision I'd made. No external opinion mattered more than their well-being and our family's unity. Ultimately, choosing my children over an unreasonable demand reaffirmed the essence of family, prioritizing love, support, and stability above convenience or external pressure. Although emotionally taxing, canceling the wedding was undeniably the correct choice. My family remained intact, secure in the knowledge that their father placed their happiness above everything else. Life gradually returned to its comforting routines. Dinner conversations regained their familiar warmth. Weekends filled with laughter and casual outings resumed uninterrupted. The house retained its cherished atmosphere, unaffected by past tensions. This period of disruption strengthened our family bonds, reinforcing our commitment to each other. In hindsight, this challenging experience deepened my appreciation for genuine relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. My children deserved a partner who recognized and cherished their place in our shared lives, not someone who perceived them as obstacles to convenience. Moving forward, any potential relationships would be evaluated carefully, prioritizing my children's emotional safety and happiness. Through adversity, our family emerged stronger, unified by the trials we overcame together. Although difficult, this chapter reinforced critical values, emphasizing unconditional love and unwavering support as cornerstones of family life. The ultimate triumph lay in protecting my children's emotional well-being, securing their futures within a stable, loving home. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story and want more real-life insights, please subscribe to the channel.